Hey there, today we're making a delicious Cruffin bread. I usually make this for Easter, but honestly it's perfect for any occasion. You've probably heard of Craffin, right? It's that mix between a croissant and muffin. Well, this bread is also called a Craffin, even though it's really just a sweet swirl bread filled with all kinds of goodies like cinnamon, raisins, walnuts, and more. It's super simple to make and I will show you two ways to do it, even if you don't have special molds. Okay, let's get started. First, we will start by making the yeast mixture. In a bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. Add 120 grams of warm milk and mix it all together. You should start to see foam form. Cover it and let it sit in a warm place for about 30 minutes. While the yeast mixture is working, let's move on to the dough. In your stand mixer or just a bowl, add 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. Then mix in 100 grams of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of alcohol, I like to use orange liqueur, and half a teaspoon of salt. Mix everything together lightly. If you'd like, add quarter teaspoon of turmeric for color. Then zest 1 orange and 1 lemon to bring in that lovely aroma. And again, mix everything together. Once your yeast mixture is nice and foamy, add it to the bowl and give everything a good mix. Now add 330 grams of flour and mix until the dough comes together nicely. Next, add 100 grams of softened butter and knead the dough until it's smooth and elastic. You can knead on low speed for about 10 minutes using the stand mixer or by hand until it passes the gluten window test. It might take a little time, but it will be totally worth it. Once your dough is kneaded and smooth, oil your hands and shape the dough into a ball. Lightly grease it, then cover it and let it rest in a warm place for about 1.5 hours, or until it doubles in size. This is the perfect time to let the dough relax and rise, which really helps with the texture and flavor. While the dough is resting, let's get our fillings ready. This is where you can get creative and add whatever you like. Today I'm using walnuts, raisins, and cinnamon sugar. If you're using raisins, just soak them in hot water for about 20 minutes, then rinse and dry them before adding them to the mix. For the cinnamon sugar, I simply mix 2 tablespoons of cinnamon with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and that's it. You will also need some paper molds for this recipe, but you can totally bake without them too. I will show you both ways and you can decide which one works best for you. If you're using mold, just make sure to grease them with butter. Now that dough has rested and doubled in size, it's time to shape it. Start by dividing the dough into 2 equal pieces. Roll each piece out into a thin rectangle, using a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick to the counter. Next, spread some butter on top of each one, followed by your filling, the cinnamon sugar, raisins, and walnuts. Gently press the filling into the dough so it sticks. Once everything is spread evenly, roll the dough tightly from the longer side into a log. When it's all rolled up, pinch the ends to seal it. Now take a knife and carefully cut your log along the center, but don't cut all the way through. Leave the ends intact so the dough stays connected at the bottom. Next, twist each side in opposite directions. And at the end, place one side over the other. This creates this beautiful swirl effect in the dough, which will really shine once it bakes. Once you've shaped the dough, place it in your mold or on a baking tray lined with parchment paper, depending on your preference. Cover it and let it proof for about 1 hour in a warm place until it has puffed up nicely. When the dough has proofed, pop it in the oven at 355 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 30 to 35 minutes, or until it's golden brown on top and fully cooked through. Once your craffins are baked, take them out of the oven and let them cool on a wire rack. If you used molds, carefully remove the craffin. You will notice the difference in shape with or without molds, but either way, they taste amazing. To finish, just sprinkle some powdered sugar on top, slice it and enjoy, and that's it. I hope you give this recipe a try. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe for more recipes. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Happy baking!